Okay, hey Gemini, so let's get into your fashion sense and your aesthetics, and we're gonna see if you really dress like your zodiac sign. Hi, Reggie. Now, before I get into it, I will say that when I was doing this research and I was looking at, people with Gemini placements and how they dress, I did use their sun sign, but I also used their Venus and Mars sign. So the examples you're going to see in this video isn't just sun signs, it is Venus, Mars, rising, or moon. And if you're watching this, I recommend that you watch this fashion series on my channel for your Venus and Mars sign too, because I found that Venus and Mars had a lot to do with personal style and fashion, not just the sun sign. So with that being said, let's just get into it. Now, before we start, I want you guys to tell me down below in 3 words, how would you describe your personal style? And keep those 3 words in mind, because by the end of this video, we're gonna see if the description I give you and your description matches up, if it overlaps, and see the commonalities between how you dress and the examples that I will show you. Okay, Gemini, so the aesthetic that I named you guys is the simple Susie aesthetic. Okay, so when I was first looking up people with Gemini energy in their chart and how they dressed, I won't lie, it was kind of hard to find a consistent theme at first, or consistent pattern, or repeating patterns. And of course, I feel like that goes very much with the Gemini brand of like being sort of unpredictable. But what I did notice though is that you guys have a lot of versatility in how you dress. So let's get into why I named you the simple Susies. When it came to Gemini fashion, I noticed you guys weren't really like, it wasn't like you wore the most outrageous things. It wasn't like you wore it wasn't like you put a lot of energy into your outfit. I noticed that a lot of Gemini placements, it's like they wore very simple things like a white shirt and jeans and just this very simple look overall. And it wasn't too intricate. I noticed with other zodiac signs, which you guys can watch other signs if you want with this series, I noticed that there will be people that are very into their fashion looks, that will have the matching top and the coordinating shoes and like the matching textures to the headband and like this very intricate way of dressing. But I noticed Geminis weren't like that at all. In fact, I noticed you guys didn't even really wear like accessories that much. I noticed it was very like simple accessories, if any at all. And like I said, there wasn't really a huge distinction of like wearing very intricate, bold, or very complex outfits. It was very, very simple. I will say something that really reminds me of Gemini style and Gemini aesthetics is Brandy Melville. Now, you guys probably already know about that store. I'll put pictures on the screen to remind you guys, but if you walk into that store, it's literally basic items. It's like white shirts, solid color shirts, solid color pants. There's literally not really a lot of patterns, not a lot of textures. There's not a lot of kind of diversity in their clothing. And I feel like that Brandy Melville aesthetic is something I see a lot of Gemini girls wearing. And if you could like assign an aesthetic to Geminis, I would say it's like that Brandy Melville vibe. Now, I feel like it's so ironic just because you guys have this reputation of being two-faced and like crazy and like all this stuff, but I feel like the way you dress is the opposite of that. I feel like the way you dress is almost just very plain. It's not really like the most intricate thing. However, let's talk about specific clothing items I saw a lot of Geminis wearing, and we're going to talk about your starter pack and like the uniform you guys probably have in your closet right now. So when it comes to pieces, I noticed you guys, oh my gosh, you guys are in love with like light wash high-waisted jeans, kind of like that mom jean vibe, which I know is pretty much universally popular at this point, but I noticed Geminis specifically wore those specific jeans over and over again. Jeans is definitely in your starter pack in your uniform. And then also I noticed if you do wear something that isn't plain looking or solid colored, you do wear like this very flirty floral texture. But I noticed you guys wear kind of like this floral sort of pattern. Again, it's not too intricate looking, or it's not too different looking. It's kind of like that classic floral look. But other than that, you guys don't really wear too many patterns, too many prints or textures in your clothes. Another thing I will add about the Gemini aesthetic is that it's not very fussy either. you guys don't wear clothes that are like you have to tend to or like worry about. I feel like you guys just kind of throw on a very regular outfit and then leave. It's not too much thought into it. Also, I noticed that you guys look a little bit messy as well, and that's no shade at all, but I feel like the Gemini aesthetic, like I said, it's not too put together. It's not too polished. It's not like you spent an hour ironing this top and like, you know, sewing your jeans together to like get an outfit. I noticed that it was very kind of messy looking. And pretty much every Gemini that I really looked into in their fashion and aesthetics, they never really had very polished looking outfits or outfits that were very put together, unless it was like a red carpet event, unless it was like a dinner or something like that where you can tell like maybe you had a stylist or the person that was the example had a stylist, or something like that. I feel like on your everyday looks, it's very kind of messy looking, not like you put a lot of effort into it, very simple as well. And the main words I would use to describe your overall style would be very fun, messy, and simple. I will say it is a bit childish as well. I know naturally Gemini is kind of like a childish sort of energy, and I feel like you guys tend to dress sort of childishly, even if you are an adult. So like I said, Brandy Melville is a good example. Let's say you are an adult, but you still shop there, even though it's sort of marketed towards like teeny bopper, like young girls. You could be an adult and still shop at Brandy Melville, which is nothing wrong with that. But I noticed that a lot of Geminis tend to dress kind of childishly, but you tend to dress more childishly, have this kind of messy look, very plain look, very simple look. Now, let's get into your starter pack or your uniform. And this was something that kind of shook me because I noticed every single Gemini I looked at had this exact outfit, either on their Instagram, on their YouTube, and in many cases they wore this outfit over and over again. That was another thing with Geminis. I feel like you repeat your outfits quite a bit, or repeat your outfits, like repeat the same aesthetic over and over again. And so the starter pack for Gemini would be those light wash mom jeans I mentioned earlier, of course, Converse, especially like high top black Converse, and a white shirt. That was almost like overwhelmingly like what I found with a lot of Geminis is white shirt, jeans, and Converse. And obviously that's a very universal outfit that a lot of people have, but I found that with Geminis, you repeated that outfit over and over again, maybe only changing the shoes or only changing the shirt. And it really ties into that overall messy, simple aesthetic of not being too complex with your outfits, but being very simple and almost wearing things where it's like you just woke up, put that on, and left. It's not too complex in that sense. Notice too, just to add on to the childish aspect, I felt like in the most extreme case, some Geminis did wear outfits where you did put like almost random things together, or random prints or random colors, or combine a lot of things in one outfit that doesn't really seem like it goes together. So if you don't dress plainly with just like that white shirt Converse aesthetic, I noticed that you do dress kind of, what's the word for it, like very versatile, I guess, where it's like you combine a lot of things in one outfit, where it looks sort of like you put a lot of things into one outfit. So that's one range of the aesthetic if you don't dress completely plain. So I feel like it kind of goes back and forth between those two things, but mostly I found that you guys have that plain, simple look, and sometimes maybe like that floral print thing mixed in. So tell me down below, what are some of the stores you shop at? I want to see like if Geminis shop at like some of the same stores, and also message me on Instagram because I'd love to see some subscriber examples, like if you feel like this description matches your brand, your aesthetic. I'm gonna post some subscribers on my Instagram, so follow me at AstroKit if you guys want to be featured. Make sure you're subscribed because you don't want to miss my next video, and I'll see you Geminis in my next video.